I'm Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level in the gym by getting that personal record, burning fat, building muscle, shaping the body up, dialing in on nutrition and supplementation use. On YouTube, a lot of my focus is just what you're seeing is sharing the perspectives, the mindsets that help get to that next level, developing a championship mindset. I wanted to get into my mindset literally before I work out. This is what I look like. I have my workout shirt on. I just got to change my shoes. I've eaten chicken breast, some beans, a little bit of cheese, and a spinach wrap. That's been my lunch. Have had about 120 milligrams of caffeine, headed towards 200 because I took like a fat burner that has a little bit of caffeine, all natural sources. So very dialed in right now, I feel very centered. I've recovered really well. This is the data here, meaning I'm currently at 80%, 88% recovery on my Whoop. Let me show you my sleep. I'm going to actually show you the analytics of my sleep. I got 1 hour and 25 minutes of REM sleep last night. Now, I know you can't see it fully. I'm just showing you the data. I got 2 hours of deep sleep last night. Had 10 disturbances, and my efficiency of sleep was about 87, meaning 87% of the time was used efficiently during sleep. I did start picking up my zinc and magnesium again. With Advocare and a lot of the changes, I had stopped. I changed supplements actually. I started taking another brand, and I just maybe it didn't do me great to change the brand. Okay, but all that being said, the only reason I'm getting into those little details is you might say like people that are interested in recovery, okay, are gonna want to know why I have 88% and how I got an hour and 25 minutes, etc., etc. Now, I'm also going to give you some more data. My HRV was in the tank last week, so I've taken the last few days of off working out. This is the jump. The graph shows the jump. This is like last week HRV, and then this is the current jump. So you see there's a significant jump in heart rate variability because my body's recovered pretty well after taking a few days off of working out. Now, I should have and could have done like 30 minutes of cardio at least on 1 or 2 of those days. One was just a blatant skipping, and I chose to study, primarily stuff that I needed to study. So 1 to 2 of those days could have just been cardio. One of those days was a blatant disregard to, working out, like it was playing hooky. 1 or 2 of those days was a rest day, and 1 day could have been cardio. So I think out of the 3 days that I skipped, 1 was scheduled, 1 could have been cardio, which was like whoever you're talking to, they may or not, technically I think I should have done the cardio, knowing my body. It clearly is okay that I didn't do it because my recovery is so good today. And 1 day was blatant. Now, I'm being detailed as possible to show you how I'm here in this stage before I go into what state I'm in. Now, I get that we live in a society where people get really impatient, and you might be like, well, get to it. Like, this is to it. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what good is it if I explain to you, I'm dialed in? What the fuck does dialed in mean if you don't even understand what I'm getting at? Why am I saying I'm dialed in? Is that just an opinion? Like, I've been training for 23 fucking years. Clearly, it's not just an opinion. I'm looking at scientific metrics to conclude that I'm dialed in and ready. And that's the reason I'm saying it like that, is because I think so many people get impatient, and they may think I'm just talking out of my ass, or like, it's like, and it's like, dude, I'm already telling you, this is my state. I'm going into the intricacies of how I got here, meaning the chicken breast, the refried beans, the spinach wrap, the cheese. 88% recovery on sleep. I'm tracking it with Whoop. I've talked about my zinc and magnesium. So all of these things are going to lead the 120 to maybe 180 milligrams of caffeine. I'm chewing on a nicotine gum right here, 2 milligrams. So as you can understand, what I'm getting at is that this is all in preparation to lift. I've written an email that goes out tomorrow morning at 7:33. So those of you that are on the email list, I'm gonna put the email list link here and subscribe to that if you like some inner circle type conversations. So, like, I've already written an email. I've already meditated 20 minutes. I meditated 20 minutes before this video. And the main reason I want to talk about mental state before I work out. So I have a workout program already written, right? And that program is centered in bodybuilding. So I'll be sticking at rep ranges of 8 to 10 to 12. And I may go into a deload week, or I might continue going a little heavy. Today, I'm feeling I want to go somewhere in the middle, not too heavy, not too many reps or sets, and sticking to, I actually like to incorporate some kettlebell work today to increase the heart rate, really load the body. So I'm really looking to feel a pump, not too much strain, a lot of energy, but enough strain to push my body. I think, like, what I love about the whoop strap is it gives you very dialed in ideas as to where you should be pushing without going overboard. It says your body signaling that it has recovered well and is primed to take on high strain. So that right there should tell you the state that I'm trying to explain to you as, like, I feel dialed in, and that's the data basically connecting to my feelings. Now, some people could say, well, would you feel that way without that data? I'm telling you that the data is just sort of, when I was showering today, for example, I was like, I feel amazing. I feel fucking amazing. I feel energized. I literally said this to myself. And I think it's the zinc and magnesium that I'm putting back in. I've also started taking some anti-estrogen medication to increase testosterone. So this is some deep shit. Like, in other words, here, let me show you. Like, this is the kind of stuff that were patient are able to get insight into because you were patient. Like, everybody else can go fuck themselves. I hate impatient people. Like, it's okay. So this is something I'm taking right now. So it's like Novodex. It's called tamoxifen. And so the idea, so I'm going to give you a little bit of understanding to where I'm working with removing estrogen from my body. As we get older, testosterone levels naturally will drop a little bit. It's just part of Mother Nature. So if you have anything against that, like, please take it up to Mother Nature. This is not for opinions or feelings. This is just what happens. So testosterone levels drop a little bit after 25, about 1%. I had my testosterone levels checked 3 months ago, almost exactly 3 months ago. And my levels were actually really good, like, for my age, like, really good. Like, I'd say like a 30-year-old man, 32-year-old man levels. They were actually really good. Now, me being the ambitious person that I am, that was not good enough. That was not good enough. And so I actually started taking, now what you're about to hear is, again, some deep insights as to how I got here. I started taking progesterone to be an anti-inhibitor into estrogen. See, I actually had this bottle 3 months ago of just straight up estrogen. It will block estrogen from getting to your body, period. It's a motherfucking medication, okay? But I wanted to go about it kind of like a roundabout way, a very holistic way. So I got a progesterone cream. Now, there was two main objectives in this progesterone cream. One, to kind of be like a fire extinguisher to estrogen. Like, by raising progesterone, my objective was to put an end to like block estrogen, like. But there was another thing I wanted. I wanted to grow some more hair back. Because see, as testosterone drops, estrogen rises. So it's sort of like, it's like a seesaw effect. So you need to keep those testosterone levels primed. So I wanted to drop estrogen, and by dropping estrogen, raise testosterone, and my goal was to use progesterone. Now, I think it worked on the hair level. I grew some more hair back. As of right now, like this is my current state of hair, like I grew some more hair back, and I was very excited about that. Now, I checked my testosterone levels, and they had dropped. And the only thing I could attribute that to, there's a few variables that I looked at. One was the fact that I'm added a whole fucking other hormone to my body that could be, like I was like, I gotta see the progesterone, because that's the only thing I've changed in 3 months that's a fucking hormone, right? The other thing I looked at was stress levels. It's been a very crazy year. The passing of my father, the ending of Advocare, family issues, just one of my friends got really ill. Like, it's just been stress. Stress has been crazy. Like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me this level? So like, okay, stress, progesterone. I want to take you to the backdrop here as to like the inner thoughts as to what's occurring. So I was like, okay, progesterone. My protein, my calories have been low. My sleep has been better. So really what I had to look at here was, scientifically speaking, the formula was off. I had to just say, okay, the formula was off. So I went ahead and talked to a doctor. And this doctor specializes in testosterone therapy. And so it led me to basically say, look, I'm confident. The way I feel right now at 88%, like my strength levels feel good. Like I'm feeling fucking good. My testosterone levels are probably back on the way up because I've cut the progesterone out and I started blocking estrogen. And so naturally, I think that's going to lead to more testosterone. Zinc and magnesium is up. Like as I told you, I started implementing that. The supplement I had chosen to replace my original zinc and magnesium supplement, which does have zinc and magnesium, maybe wasn't doing a good job. I might call the company and say, man, fuck you guys, because my testosterone levels dropped, right? And I'm like, okay. So naturally, my conclusion to get into testosterone therapy is it exists because I'm like, well, look, dude, I was already gonna do it eventually. I'm already gonna do it eventually. Like testosterone therapy, it's already gonna happen, but I don't know when. So my objective, I know about cycling steroids and stuff like that, and like I said, I haven't taken hormones or pro hormones since like over 10 years. And so the thing is that I say, okay, well, I can just get into therapy for a few months and then get back out and then see where my natural numbers are then, but definitely have the two numbers to work with. In other words, in working with a doctor, so let's say this is the doctor, right? The doctor's going to basically say, look, here are our natural options, which is what I've been doing for years. Zinc, magnesium, this is like Nolvadex, which is a medication to drop estrogen, et cetera, et cetera. And so we can go about it in very non-invasive ways. And then there's testosterone therapy, which is going to solve the fucking issue. I mean, that's the fucking sniper of testosterone. It's just there. Testosterone is there. Now, when talking to a doctor, the way I see it is I could go in for 3-4 months and then 6 months and then get back out and just see where my natural numbers are then, looking at natural remedies. But then I'll have the two to work for them. But right now, seeing as how I already fucked with them on a progesterone level and stuff like that, I think now is a good time to, well, let's just go ahead and do the testosterone therapy now. And then I'll just get back out and then see where my natural numbers are there. So in about a year, I'll be back at natural numbers. And for 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 months, go at it with therapy. And then looking at the two variables, the two results, the two works, the two datas, I'll be able to conclude where I want to go from there. Yeah. Yeah. So a little bit about steroid cycles. And so the way a steroid cycle works is usually they're large numbers where we're talking about 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000 milligrams of testosterone in a week's period for 8 to 12 weeks. Let's say that's not, you don't have to hold me to that. Be like, you said it's just meant this. I'm not a doctor telling you that. I'm saying in the bodybuilding community, it could be like 200 milligrams of DECA with 150 milligrams of Winstrol every 2 to 3 days. So DECA once a week, and then the Winstrol once every other 3 days, right? So it could be like that. So what's that? 200, 300 and 350 milligrams. Now, a therapeutic dose of hormones can be about 200 milligrams a week of just testosterone, not these fancy derivatives like Winstrol, like DECA. I think DECA and Winstrol, for example, are very they're designer steroids, meaning they aren't just straight testosterone. Okay, like they were designed with, like DECA was designed with anabolicism in mind, just pure growth, pure anabolic pureness of just putting the body in a state of anabolic priming. Winstrol was designed with a lot of like the density properties, fat losses. Like it was designed almost as a shredder, like a type of shredding like substance. So it's very designer like. See, where testosterone is just testosterone. It's the king hormone that these other ones were designed and derived from. Now, what does it have to do with getting into my mental state of training and that I'm currently in? As of the making of this video, there's no like hormones in my body. I'm actually, you can say, removing them with a medication. I'm removing estrogen from my body. So there's no hormones as the making of this body. All I'm doing is, sleeping good, zinc and magnesium, very natural, very holistic things. My current state is great. I feel ready to work out, and I've told you my rep ranges anywhere from 8 to 12. I'm working about 75% of my maxes, 5 to 6 sets. And I may do some kettlebell and explosive work, shoulder work today, a lot, calf work. Very excited, and that's my mental state. All the steroid talk, all of that talk. It's what I'm working on this week, and so my mental state is in this position of prepping for that and really analyzing the variables as to what's occurring. And I will say that I think that if you've seen my channel, you may not realize how much research I do on the other end of this screen. And like I could snap my fingers and have anabolics in my hand or steroids in my hand, like snap my fingers and it's done. My approach to working with a doctor, getting labs done and all that is my way of thinking of a long-term longevity game and really analyzing as many variables as possible. So as I engage in testosterone therapy, I have my legal aspects covered, meaning a prescription to legally engage in the use of testosterone, so no one can tell me anything. Also, it's on the most important thing I think is to have a professional that can have a very high-end discussion with you that others cannot. See, like, let's just say if you're watching this video and you're thinking opinions and you're having all these opinions and thoughts, right? You're not a doctor. Like, that's kind of like your news flash. Like, let's just say if you're like judging me or something, like, I don't know. I'm not saying you. I'm saying you're just not in the position to have all the research. Your view of things are going to be far more muddied or less informed than somebody that is very researched on data, right? That's how they make their living, is to work in this subject, right? So, like, I'm not even a little concerned or scared or anything, like, with the levels of testosterone that I plan to be taking. Not even a little bit, because, again, I know friends that are taking, like, astronomical amounts. and they're fine. They're living their life. I'm talking about like a multivitamin type feeling, like fucking feeling zeal and vitality, that kind of shit. Nothing like we were talking that you might be thinking. I'm just gonna put this video up. I might name it something else. Mental state. I might call it the mental state before training and testosterone therapy, something like that. Okay, because I was gonna just go into mental therapy or the mental state, but it came out to be this long, drawn out explanation of anabolics and testosterone therapy. I'm out. Bye. Subscribe. I'm gonna put my email list below, and if you want to have like a dialogue with me on an inner circle type feeling, I think you're gonna really like that list. Bye.